What's up, everybody? It's Jay from Diesel Dungeon Studio, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of a studio diary of a recording we did today with some drums for the amazing Eric Bellil. Used to be in my band Diesel Junkies. He's doing a song. He had some musicians come in. It's not done yet, but we finished the drums and the bass today. So we started with an overhead pattern that doesn't quite look the norm, but it sounds fantastic. It's a modified Glyn Johns / Recorderman setup, and I find I get the most low end out of the drums this way. I try and capture like a full picture of the kit. And yeah, it's got these mics that I'm using are they're about 46 inches away from the snare, and they're very U87 like. I do not own a pair of U87s. I've heard some, but just not not in my own studio. They're MXL 2003As. They don't have the 5K harsh Chinese condenser style boost. So yeah, and a lot of low end on them, so it's great. We have a 57 on the snare top. Pretty standard stuff, and then used to use a 57 on the bottom too, but found I was getting a little too much kick since it's so close to it, and just a little too much rattle from everything else. So what I'm using is a CAD TSM 412, I think, and it's a super cardioid dynamic, and it's pretty amazing. We got 421s on the toms. We got this mic above the kick. Pretty level with that tom there. You'd think it'd be canceling it out, but it gets a lot of low end bellow from it. Cancels out that ride pretty good. Tama birch kit, coated heads with some moon gels on them, and that's that. Got a kick tunnel here with moving blankets, of course. Can't really see too much in here, probably because it's so dark, but we have an AKG D112 inside, and then a large diaphragm condenser on the outside, which is just pretty much a shadow. Looking at the processing, preamp side. On the snare top, we have the Golden Age Pre-73 MK2, which is like a Neve style 1073 preamp. Always happen to have the phase flipped on the snare top, and no matter what overhead configuration I do, I just find that I don't know, maybe it's the way I place my snare mic, but it's all pretty standard stuff, and the tops always seem to be flipped. Kick in is also going into another one of those. This one is a little darker, so that's why I chose it for kick. Presonus M80 is a two-space rack style thing, and it's old school Presonus, back when they were pretty badass. So we got all the, we have overheads going in here with pads, of course phantom power, snare bottom with a pad, and the low filter, kick out with a pad, and of course look at that, volume all the way down, and it was still pretty loud. This little knob here, the blue one, is like a transformer, kind of drives it a bit, takes away a little bit of top end, which is perfect. Tom and floor tom are going in there. This Warm Audio WA12, which is kind of like an API 312 style thing. That was for the mic above the kick. And then the rooms, I put them in this little mini mixer only because, see, I can pan them right and left hard, and then go out of right and left, line out into their own separate inputs, and they're perfectly isolated. Because there's EQ on it, and I, for room mics, don't really feel like buying two separate EQs for that, so got the top end rolled off quite a bit. A little bit of 80 Hertz. That's about it for that. The room far mic, which I'll show you in a second, is going to this Shure, it's like a 1950s or early 60s microphone mixer, so it's called, or mic mixer. The drive on the mic is going all the way to 10, and the output is all the way on 10. It's pretty hissy and loud. Sounds like complete crap by itself. That comes out microphone level, so it has to go to another pre, so we're going into a tube preamp here. And it's actually running pretty hot, but it's in high plate voltage, so it's pretty clean. Then we have kick. Sorry, the fat mic is going to this Symmetrix 501. It's kind of DBX 160 style, but manual adjustments, or you can put an auto button on there. The snare top, SC50 Ashley. Amazing. I can't tell you how good it is. You can't really tell, but oh, there you go. It's a blue face, original. I think it's late 70s. Awesome for snare top. Pretty slow attack, really fast release, 4:1 ratio. Kick in, another amazing, really grainy, super cool, retro sounding EQ, the SC63. Got some 50 going on that, a little scoop in 300, and then a little boost at, looks like it's about 3 or 4K. The boost and cut knobs are over here, and then these are the actual EQ and Q settings, which is weird, but that's cool. And then the SP15 EQs on snare top and bottom. Super surgical, really clean, really nice. Stay out of the way. And the DBX 160X on the kick in, getting about, on the louder hits, probably -6 or even up to -10. Very rarely -10 on the loudest hits. And what else? Okay, then we got the Chameleon Labs 7720, which is kind of like an SSL outboard bus compressor on the room mics, and that is compressing on the snare hits, maybe -5. No high pass filter. Attack is at 10. Release the fastest it'll go. Ratio is 4:1. Pro VLA 2 on, that's ART. On the overheads, compressing maybe -2 or 3 on the loudest snare hits. Ratio is about 3:1. Pretty moderate attack. It's in stereo mode, by the way, so we just look at these here. Pretty moderately slow attack, about 20, maybe 30 on the attack, and then release is pretty quick, but this thing it's optical, so it's a tube compressor. It's not extremely fast, so it's perfect for overheads. Tuck in that snare a little bit. These room mics are actually normally behind these little screens here. We got 2 of them. They're way further away from the drums. It's not a very big room, so we put these screens in front of them. Just trying to do that right now to show you. And they're pretty ugly looking from this side, but put one there and then this one over here. And blocks the direct reflection, and they've got figure 8 pattern on them right now. They are AT2050s. Pretty low to the floor to get some cymbal bleed out of there. With that, those little screens that we put in front of them, it's pretty cool what we get. It's pretty roomy. And then the far room, which I didn't show you, or did I? Yeah, I already showed you that. The far room is over here, 58, and don't mind, we're doing some painting over here. We're redoing the entire other side of this place, but this is just pointing back into over here. It's got a really nice slap over there, and it's pretty cool. So with the door shut, it makes a nice ambient sound. I'm just going to give you a little sample. No plugins or anything running. This is all just straight off the board. That's about it for that. So anyways, yeah, man, thank you for joining us, and see you next time on another video.